So, South Africa has been hit by a new pyramid scheme scandal. I think at this point, everyone knows that if there's anything, South Africa, I don't know what to say, but South Africa in pyramid schemes, I don't know. So, let's dive into what happened. Hello, people, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking about the Manzini Investments. Yeah, Manzini Investments. So it was led by a transgender whose name was Thabo Sindani. He was born Thabo Mahlangu, changed to Taira Sindani. So he was born male and then became female. That's what happened. So Thabo Sindani, a transgender who became Taira Sindani since she was married to Brian Sindani. Let's dive into how the scam started. When South Africans got to know about Gogo Manzini, her name was Taira Sindane, also known as Taira Sindane, Thabo Sindane, was when she appeared on the Owami Entertainment channel talking about witchcraft, how they do rituals as sangomas, how they turn people into zombies, how the dead work for them, how they interact with the marine kingdom. Yeah, the marine kingdom, the likes of mami water, papa water, mermaids, and creatures which are half human and half crocodile, also known as the mamba muntu. The money rituals. She spoke about how most of the rich people were doing money rituals, also known as ukutwala. She even mentioned how the car guards and street beggars would collect coins from people, and most ritualists would use that money for rituals as a way of stealing their luck. She spoke about the most disturbing things happening in the dark world and then advised people to go and do the rituals by her if they really wanted to make it in life, if they really wanted the soft life. You know, she actually spoke about it like doing rituals was the only way out of poverty. It was the only way, it was the only ticket to the soft life, it was the only ticket to the riches. She also revealed how she had bought a home in one of the most expensive suburbs in Johannesburg, which is the Sandton area, and had also started a casting agency. According to her, all that was thanks to the money rituals and her ancestors. She was also a YouTuber, had a YouTube channel. She didn't have much traffic, but all that changed when she started appearing on Owami Entertainment, excuse me, because most of Owami's followers started following her and watching her videos. All this continued until at some point she stopped visiting Owami's podcast frequently like before. So there was a time when she said she was busy. She had moved from Pumalanga. She was coming to Johannesburg, and she was so busy since she had bought a new house. And then she was relocating, busy within Dumba, you know, all the rituals and whatever it is that she was doing. So she was like, she can no longer like come to Owami's podcast that frequent. She had to take more time, like put it to the ritual side and spend more time doing all that stuff. She then made a video on her channel where she started talking about giving back to the community and how she had connections to investments. She spoke about Bitcoin on a video that was later deleted. So you know what she did as a way of advertising all this? She made a video on and posted it on YouTube and later on deleted it after gathering the right audience. Because remember all her viewers, there were those people who were interested in muti, witchcraft, rituals, all those things. And some of these people were just people who came from Owami's channel just to see, since she had advertised her channel on Owami's channel. So they came here and then there they are, they find out that, you know what, Ugogo can is connected to the Bitcoin what investments, as she was calling it on that channel. She said all this was guided by her ancestors. She made it so known that all this was guided by her ancestors. She directed people who wanted to invest to a WhatsApp group and gave them instructions, as she apparently said that all that was guided by her ancestors. The Manzini investments began. Only people with bank accounts were allowed so that they could deposit back your money once it has profits. Only people in South Africa were allowed. If you are outside South Africa, you have to have someone in South Africa on your behalf. The reason being, according to her, she wanted to have like a bank account where she will deposit the money once your profits are back, you invest, the interest comes, then all those things. Investors were going to receive their 50% interest within 15 days. On whatever amount you were going to invest, you would be required to pay 10% of it as an admin fee. So what would happen is, let's say you're going to be paid investing 1,000 rands, you'll be required to pay 10%, and 10% of 1,000 rands is 100 rand. Okay, I'm just giving it as an example. Then if you're paying 10,000, you're required to pay 1,000 on top of that. So like all in all, you'll be paying 11,000, but only 10,000 is going to the investments. The investments began and people started investing. They started from as little as 1,000 to millions. Remember, there were people who were rich. Then there are some people who are poor. Honestly, we have those too. So the people who invested, the poor actually invested starting from 1,000. Then they rich, they invested millions. That's what happened. People got paid off before 15 days. Mind you, I'm saying before 15 days. And those who wanted to reinvested. People were advised to recruit more investors, whether it's family members, colleagues, and friends. It was a matter of telling a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that there was an investment by that side, which was offering 50%, like in less than 15 days, for that matter. More people joined and paid from thousands to millions again. They were paid and reinvested. Most of these people, they would get paid, they get their payouts, but they would reinvest whatever it is that they got. That's when she said she no longer wanted people who were investing in small amounts. Manzini advised those who wanted to make it in life to get bank loans. Yeah, bank loans, sell cars and sell their homes and invest the money for quick returns. According to her, they were going to make more money and buy lavish cars and homes and even pay back the bank loans. If you didn't have a car, house, or couldn't get a bank loan, she advertised them to go and rob a bank. Yeah, I mean go and rob a bank. Those were her words. If you don't have money, you can't get a loan, you don't have a house, you don't have a car, go and rob the bank. And she said that she drove more to sell homes and cars and get bank loans, under the influence that they would repay it back faster after getting the returns. People invested millions. Yeah, people invested millions. As they were waiting for their third payments, Manzini's birthday was closer, and as a way of showing appreciation, the investors decided to throw Manzini a birthday party. They contributed funds through a WhatsApp group, and more than 600,000 was raised to throw that party. It was a lavish party. It was a lavish party. A party suitable for a king, queen, millionaire. It was lavish. During the same period, people decided to raise funds to buy Manzini a phone, specifically for her to chat with the investors only, since the other phone she had was meant for her traditional healing, voodoo, rituals, and witchcraft clients. So during that time, a cell phone was bought by investors, and they also threw her a lavish birthday party as a way of showing appreciation. So in summary, the investors, I mean to say, contributed to the purchase of a new cell phone and threw her a lavish birthday party as they waited for their returns. Remember, they're throwing this party, doing whatever it is they're doing for her. They're still waiting for their returns at this point. She also introduced the winning group that was going to get 100% profit, provided you invest millions. Yeah, there was another group which was invented whereby people were going to get 100% returns. By 100%, we just mean to say double your investment. Everyone wanted to be special in her eyes. Yeah, people were willing to do anything to make her happy. Then 15 days went past and no one got their returns. That's when she said she was having a bank limit problem. That's why the payments were late. Days went by and she said she was working on backlogs. She promised to do anything to pay people back their money, even if it meant her paying the money from her own bank account. During that time, when there were payment backlogs, as she was calling it, she made a video showing people that because of the investments and the rituals she was doing, she had bought land and was going to build her dream house in Santon. She flew to Turkey with Brian Sindani, her husband, for a Brazilian butt lift, the BBL. She went to do the BBL at that point. She did more than 6 surgeries. She flew to Turkey to change the whole of herself. They drove to Tanzania for rituals. She went to Mozambique for rituals. She actually came back from Turkey as a complete woman. A lot of her body features were now of a woman. Remember, we are talking about someone who is transgender, and they flew to Turkey to do their BBL and whatever. Then they came back from being a man. She came back a complete woman. She was even much more beautiful than most women. I hate to say this, but she was looking gorgeous. During this time, she went to Uko's FM and ETV as a guest, advertising or rather teaching people how good money rituals are. On the investment side, she said they were still busy with the backlog, but they were working on it. During that time, she was also indirectly threatening people who were talking behind her back since they were unhappy with the fact that for almost 3 months they had not received their money, and she couldn't even pay back the invested money even without interest. So there are some people who were questioning each other like behind their back. Then people would snitch on each other at the same time. So she wasn't happy with the fact that people were starting like to pick up, the pieces. Some of them were starting to, but some of them were just like, She appeared on Owami Entertainment to update people about her BBL, and during that moment, Owami asked her about the investments, which she struggled to explain but denied it was an investment scheme. She denied it being a pyramid scheme, but in her words, she said it was network marketing in the forex trading space. She said it's not an investment, it's not a pyramid scheme, but network marketing in the forex trading space. And she had more than 300 people in it. During the time when she had backlogs, some of Owami's viewers had contacted her and told her about it. So during this time when she had backlogs, like she was saying, some of the people she had got from Owami, there are those loyal viewers who came from Owami and then started watching her channel. They actually went back to Owami and told Owami that, what, this and this is happening that side. So when Owami asked her, according to Owami, she picked it up that was a pyramid scheme. That's what happened. So during the time when she had backlog, some of Owami's viewers had contacted her and told her about it. And according to her, when she asked Manzini, Manzini's response made her suspicious, and she saw that it was a pyramid scheme. But as someone who was maybe eager to keep their friendship, or for some reason she never spoke about it on her channel. So I think for peace's sake, Owami decided, you know what, this is none of my business. When it started, I wasn't there, so why should I bother myself with all this? At the same time, it's difficult to pick up as well, because I mean, pyramid schemes, they are just some things that most people, I don't know how people go into it, honestly. So as the investors waited with hope that one day their money was going to be paid back, some people started contacting the Devi Show, which specializes on fraud or scams. The unfortunate part is most of them didn't want their faces on the show. They wanted to remain anonymous, which made it difficult for the Devi Show. So there were some people who actually spoke about it, but they didn't want their faces on the camera. Maybe two or one person was willing to go on camera. So it became very difficult for the Devi Show, that you are claiming that there are 300 people who are being scammed, but only maybe one is willing to have their face shown out to the whole world. So you cannot base on anonymous people without faces, people without identity, all those things. They just kept on digging. The Devi Show actually just kept on digging. As they were digging, the news broke that Manzini had passed away, and that sent the investors' world crumbling. So, as that meant that they were at the verge of losing everything. Some committed suicide, some went into depression, and a few still had hope that if it was true, they were going to go after her estate, as she claimed to be a millionaire. Some believed that since she had gone through all those surgeries, she had changed her identity, because at some point she mentioned that she wanted to be as white as Korean. So the question is, did she die? If she did, what happened to the millions? Tune in for part 2 as we dive into what really happened to the Manzini Investments empire, what happened to the money, and where is Gogo Manzini? Where is Taira Sindani in all this? As we are speaking, where is she? Thank you so much for watching this. Love you. Bye.